Jack Squad, how everybody doing today? Hope all is well, and I hope you're making it happen for yourself. You got to make it happen for yourself, y'all. Woo! I got a lot of stuff to talk about, y'all. A lot of stuff to talk about. I just ran up the steps, had to catch my breath. So anyway, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Also, all of my social media information is down in the description box. My email and my Cash App, right? If you want to donate to my channel, please do. If you got something to tell me, please do, right? Now, let me tell y'all something before I get started. I was on my way to my son's house. As y'all see, I'm in a different background, so I'm at his house, and I'll be here for a while, right? And so I was busy with my day. I actually left like about 1:30 to, get my Uber to the airport, right? Now, right before I left, one of my subscribers, and thank you, said, and as I have been busy, I haven't been on nothing because I was working, and I came right home, make sure my bag was packed, even though it was already packed, make sure the oven is off, the lights is, making sure everything is okay because I'm going to be gone for a while, right? So, I had noticed, and I'm just sitting there waiting on the Uber. I got my phone in my hand, waiting on the Uber, and I just happened to look on my page, because I respond, as y'all know. And one of my subscribers said, Kevin Samuels passed. Are you going to talk about it? What? Right? I'm thinking that's a hoax. It's I got to looking around. So by this time the Uber come, I got to do all the airport stuff. So once again, after I sat down, after a couple hours, I had got checked in and all that. I went and looked at it, and it's still being rumored, and everybody's talking about it. I'm thinking that's can't be true, right? And then once I got on the plane, before it took off, now let me tell y'all something. I was on the Soul plane. I'm telling you, this was the plane ride from hell, right? So first of all, the plane was supposed to leave at 5:17. All right, 5:17, the plane was supposed to leave. I'm at the airport. So at 5:15, it said gate D1. I'm sitting at gate D1. I'm wondering why nobody's around D1. Where the people's at? I know somebody getting on this plane besides me, right? So it's 5:15. I get up and let me see what's happening. Now there's a D1A around the corner. That's where everybody's at. These folks, now I rode Frontier, and I only rode them once before, and I said I would never ride them again, only because you have to pay for your bags, right? So I done packed everything in this little bag. I got everything that I could. No, you can't have no perishables and none of that stuff, right? So I go around the corner, and there it is. Now, they didn't make no announcement. On the ticket, it says D1, not D1A. So I go around, everybody in line. So I start talking to the people. They said, yeah, this the line. Okay. They still haven't started loading. Now it's 5:17, 5:20 maybe. Took them a long time to get it loaded. Took them a long time. We finally get on the damn plane. Get on the plane, and the pilot says, "Oh, it's gonna be a little while, y'all, because they overfueled the plane." Now, right there, whoever did that need to get fired. Right there, they need to get fired. How do you overfuel the plane? How does it hold all that, right? So then he said, we got to get the defueler truck come and take the fuel off, because you can't fly with the over too much fuel. So I'm thinking maybe 15, 20 minutes. Okay, now mind you, my son is already on his way to the airport to get me, right? So it don't take that long. It take longer. So the pilot come back. Well, folks, the truck ain't got here yet. So I'm thinking this is Atlanta Airport. This big giant airport, because he was like, it's on the other side. I wouldn't care where it was at. As big as this airport is, y'all only got one truck for that? All these airplanes, big as this airport is? I'm trying to keep it down because, what take one person to bring it up, then it's all up, right? So I don't say nothing. I'm just sitting here like everybody else. Sitting here waiting. An hour passed. He come back. Well, the truck ain't came yet. So then he said, you can get off the plane if you want to, and then just reboard. Now, I ain't getting off because I ain't got no money when we get off and do what? Sit here and look, I'm sitting here now? I ain't getting off. I'm going to sit right here. Right? So then I thought about, okay, maybe I should just go back home and drive. Because, I believe in signs. I said, maybe this is not a good sign. Because first of all, my Uber wouldn't work. So I had to download Lyft. That was number one, first sign. So, and Lyft is much higher than Uber. Uber was $30 to the airport. Lyft was $35 and more. And so I said, maybe I should just get off. I called my son. I said, maybe I should just get off and drive. Start out tomorrow and drive. But I already paid the Uber. And I already bought the ticket. He had bought the ticket. So, okay. I'm debating. So I go up here and talk to the flight attendants, right? And I try to make light of everything. So I'm like, so they were black girls too, right? I said, now what's happening, y'all? Y'all ever been through this before? What's going on? What's happening with the soul plane? They thought that was funny. I'm serious. What's happening with the soul plane? What we doing? What's going on? Is this normal? So they said, well, you can get off. I said, well, can I get my money back? I was trying to see if I could get a credit. But then I thought about it. I said, I don't want to ride Frontier no more. I said I wouldn't ride them no more, period. Them or Spirit. But we got the ticket last minute, so here I am. So then I went back to my seat, and the guy, now it was three people. The lady in the middle, she said she got off and never came back. But the guy said he rides Spirit Frontier all the time, and there's always something going on. He was just sitting there crying. He was like, there's always something. But in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if I want to play with a big old airplane in the sky, right? If your truck break down, okay, we get it fixed and keep on rolling. But in the sky? So I was thinking. Then I was like, I checked the Uber to get back home and the Lyft. They were 85 to 100 and better to get back home. I was like, hell no, I'm going to sit right here. I'm stuck. I ain't got that. I'm going to sit here like everybody else, and we going to go and proceed. Well, by the time the plane left, it was supposed to leave 5:17, left about 8 o'clock. About 8 o'clock. Now, my son tired. He done worked hard all day. He tired. He at the airport tired. He tired, right? So we get there. It was a lot of turbulence. The plane, listen, y'all, you know how you in a car and it bend corners and you lean over? That's how the plane felt. I was like, oh, Lord, please let us get here. Please, Jesus, please. When it got ready to decline, to descend, it was, I was like, whoo, Lord, where they get their license from? Listen, I ain't fooling with them no more. Now, I done rode on American, Delta, United, all of them. This Frontier Spirit, I don't like. So I'm going to have to get back home. I'm going to have to get my ticket ahead of time because when you get it close, it costs too much. Anyway, now when I get to Atlanta, the airport, I had never went to this, not Atlanta, when I get to the Cincinnati airport, I had never been to the Cincinnati airport. It's modern, but it's old at the same time. So you got to walk way, I didn't know where to go. My son was like, mine ain't but one door. One door? So I just followed the crowd. Follow the crowd. So we followed the crowd, then we went down the escalator. I said, ooh, the door going to be right there. No, the door was not right there. The guy said, now you got to walk all the way down there and go back up. What? Child, it took me about 15, 20 minutes to get to the, I kept asking people, now, well, how do you get outside? I just want to get outside. It was like, just keep going. I was like, God damn, right? Listen, y'all. We didn't get here till 11:30. I was supposed to be here by 7:30, no later. We didn't get here till 11:30. And of course, we were tired, right? So I went to bed because I would have uploaded about Kevin Samuels. But I was waiting because I did not believe that he was dead. I said it's a hoax. But after I kept, my phones were dead. And plus, they don't work on the plane. By we sitting there them couple of hours, I was trying to do some research. I said, he would have said by now, 4, 5, 6 hours later, hey, y'all, I'm alive. He would have went live because I think he go live every day. I don't know because I don't watch him like that. But I think he go live quite often. I said, the man ain't said, hey, y'all, I'm here. He's dead. Even though it hadn't been confirmed by anybody, he's not here anymore, right? Now then, when I wake up this morning, it's more news, right? Now it's saying he was with a young lady. So, because I wanted to know, because they said a call was made. So who made the call? That's what I wanted to know off top. Who made the call? Now I'm going to tell y'all something. When they said he was with a lady, they first said his girlfriend. So I said, okay, he's with his girlfriend. All right, okay. With his girlfriend, she made the call. Then I started hearing other bloggers, other news outlets saying a name. They named her. They gave her a name. She has a name. What is her name? Let me go to that part. What her name was. Now, when they said her name, she's like a Spanish or something. You know, I don't know. She has a foreign name. Latino. That's the word I'm looking for. Latino name or something, right? And I said, okay. Now, I'd already said in my last interview that I think he likes white. He don't like black women. That's for sure. We know that. He didn't like black women. So I don't see him dating any black women, right? So I don't know if he's 56 or 57 because there's somebody said he was 57. He had a birthday. I don't know. But I know that he was in his 50s. Now then, I already knew let me tell you what happens, guys, when you get older. There's a thing called wisdom, right? This ain't got nothing to do with how much school you went to, how many degrees you have. It's combined with common sense. It's called wisdom, right? Which is what my problem was with Kevin Samuels. But for him to be 56, 57, you should be imparting wisdom in a good way. Some people could have heard him better had he just said it in a good way. Because you're wise. You're supposed to be wise, right? Now, with all of my wisdom, I said, and this is nothing. I'm saying what I'm saying because this is life. That there was probably some drug usage. I said that. I told my son, I said, there's probably some drug because he looks. And, looks can be deceiving. You can't judge a book by its cover. No, you can't. But I've been in the world a long time. I said it looks like he's probably been snorting powder. That's what I said. And y'all don't like it. I'm sorry. I'm just going to tell it like it is, right? That's what it is, right? Now, I did not know that he drank Red Bulls every day because I don't watch him. I didn't know that he drank. That in itself, the fact that anybody, even a person in their 20s, I had a young lady I know, my sister-in-law's friend, she died in her 20s from drinking energy drinks. So I've never, ever been interested in energy drinks for that reason, because it raises your blood pressure, it heightens everything. And so that's just not something you should do every day, right? Now, again, with his infinite wisdom that he thought he was imparting, he should have known that. See, I didn't know he was drinking energy Red Bulls every day. That's a no-no. That's a definite no-no, right? Anything that speeds up your heart rate, speeds up your metabolism, all of that, that's not good on a daily basis. That's something right there. We're going to leave that right there. So the young lady's name, I can't say her name. She's the one that called. Now, initially when it happened, I said, how did they know that he was in there? I wanted to know that. So we know it's the young lady was in there with him. Now, I'm saying young lady because I'm pretty sure she's a young lady, right? And he fell on top of her. Now, that's the nice way they're saying it. He fell on top of her, right? I'm saying they was having sex and all things went bad, right? Now, let me just say this to you. I know a lot of men like this. I know a lot of men like that. They get in their 50s and they want somebody 35. But let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. When you're that age, unless you're in perfectly good health, and I'm not talking about healthy looking, because we all can look healthy, but we're not, right? A man in his 50s really has no business with a young woman, because they can't do nothing with the person they age. They can't. But to get a young girl, you really can't. You can't hold up to what she's looking for, right? You can't hold up. Now, a lot of guys, like I said, will use other substances, right? Now, it's rumored, alleged, that it was cocaine and Viagra. Now, listen, y'all. Cocaine by itself is bad, especially in your 50s. That could jumpstart your heart, right? We used to call it bust your heart. Back in the day, we called it busting your heart, right? Viagra, if used too often, is bad. Red Bull, if you drink it every day, is bad. So if you got the combo, you got a combination of all of these things. Again, this is alleged. All this wisdom that he was imparting to everybody, he should have knew better. That's all I'm saying. He should have knew better. I'm sorry that he's not here, because we all gonna leave here one day, right? I'm sorry that he's not here. But here's the other part to this. He did a lot of black women bashing, right? God is a funny God, if y'all didn't know that, right? He did a lot of black women bashing. Now, they say this lady was a nurse. Now, I don't know if they're implying that there was no CPR done. That's what they're implying. But she was a nurse. I don't know. Now, her name is, where did it go? The mother is, Beverly Samuels Birch. Now, I can go on and on with this subject because there's a lot of irony in this. The mother said she did not know. Nobody called her. She didn't know until she saw it on social media. Now, I always thought that maybe him and his mom and his sisters and his daughters or whoever, if he have any, didn't have close relationships, right? Because he don't care for black women, you know what I'm saying? And I always thought it might have been an odd relationship between them. Okay, I just thought that, right? Now, his mother, like I said, did not know until she saw it on social media. Now that's sad. That the social media's got to tell you that your child is no longer here, right? Now let me say something to y'all, and I don't want nobody to take offense. I want you to learn from it. How you live is how you die, most of the time, right? And I see a lot of people saying people are glad. Nobody's glad. I'm not, anyway. But if you've been a mean ogre, what do you expect people to say when you're no longer here, right? Now, me, this is what I have to say about this. And I want to say this. I want to say this correctly. Let me go to my other notes. I want to say this correctly because I don't want to be misunderstood in no kind of way. But when you stress, when you spew venom every day, when you spew venom, hate, and negativity every day, it puts a strain on the heart. It puts a strain on the heart, right? Listen, you seen that with Jaguar Wright for all you YouTubers. You cannot spit venom every day and be healthy. You can't. You can't. It's much easier to be nice. That's easy to do. Being nice is easy. When you're angry and when you're upset and when you're mad and when you're all these things, these negative things, it has a negative effect on your body, on your soul, on your spirit, right? And you know, let me tell y'all something. At first I said, okay, well, this is his platform. That's his platform. He's got a right to think how he wants to think. But as it went on and he was like that every single day, I knew that was not healthy to be like that every single day. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? It's just not, guys. Now, they say he was in his apartment. Now more stuff is coming out. I don't know if it's true or not. But like I told y'all in my last video, I kind of thought some of that stuff he was saying because he could, and it builds ratings and likes and views and subs. Because he was in his apartment, they say it was subleased. So, and I would hate to think that he was a fraud. Now, they did name his apartment and all that stuff. You know, I saw all of that where he lived and everything. And this was according to Atlanta News. And I wish I was at home because I could see it, but I can't. But, you know, the irony of this is you were trying to be something that you were not. That's number one. And God said, well, let me show you something. So you have to believe in God. I don't know if you believed in God or not. I don't know. I can't say that. But it didn't seem like it to me because you would be much nicer. God is love. Jesus is love, right? And he don't spit meanness. You know what I'm saying? And you were with the young lady, the young Latino lady. That's what you like. That's fine. But he couldn't. You know what I'm saying? So he needed all those things to do what he could do. Now, let me tell you something. Most men in their 50s, if they've led an unhealthy lifestyle, their, what's the good word I want to use? Their tool does not work, right? It just don't. And they can look healthy as shit. They can look very healthy. But it all come out in the wash when you get in that bed, baby. Okay? And so I think that was one of the reasons why he was so bitter. And I was hoping that, this is what I was hoping. I was hoping that Kevin would have a come to Jesus moment and reconcile whatever issues he had with black women and get on the other side of it. That's what I was hoping. He didn't get a chance to do that. He didn't get an opportunity to do that. God said that's enough. And, you know, when he made that statement last week about if you like the nerve, the audacity, and you 57, the audacity. You know, he didn't put it like when you're over 35, you left off. He said women, black women, modern women, or whatever kind of women he was talking about, right? And I don't know what's wrong with a modern woman. We living in modern times. You should be with the times, right? I thought all of that was kind of stupid to me. But anyway, he said if you're over 35, you're leftovers, with a picture of the refrigerator and all that. Like, I think God has said that's enough. We've had enough because you're leading folks the wrong way. Now, that's the thing with being a follower. That's the thing with being a follower. When your leader is gone, you don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You're looking around. What do we do? What do we do? Who's going to help us hate black women now? Well, I seen a guy, somebody, the comments is just crazy. I was looking at something in the comments. I don't know if it was on Facebook. I think it was on Facebook or somewhere. And it was like, well, I'm going to lead the charge. We got so-and-so and so. They were naming all the other bloggers who don't like black women either, right? And I said, this is so sad. This is just so sad, y'all. Like, if you ain't learned nothing, listen, God and the universe was not going to allow this man to keep that up. I'm just saying. I don't know who all believe in what you believe in. God was not going to let that happen forever and ever and ever. He just wasn't. He just wasn't. So, because I was telling my son, he said, well, he looked healthy. Looks can be deceiving. I can look, you can look how you want to look, but the fact remain is your age and what you've done and what you're doing. Right? God don't like ugly, y'all. I'm just telling you. God, the universe, karma. How ironic is it that he talked about black women. You died trying to have sex. Bless his heart. Rest in peace. Right? I'm still shocked about it. I didn't really kind of believe it last night. But the fact, like I said, he didn't never get on live. Because I think, like I said, he get on live every day. I'm not sure, every other day or something. He would say, hey, y'all, I'm here. I knew that he wasn't here, but I was waiting on a, for sure, from the family. And I'm going to tell you this. The mama spoke up because she mama. Mama always have to. Mama don't fool with you. Mama's the only one going to have your back. And mama spoke up because she had to speak up, right? That's the only confirmation we probably going to get. Because somebody said they called the coroner. One of my subscribers told me that another blogger called the coroner and they couldn't give any information. Like, I knew they weren't going to do that because you're not family. Mama, if you had daughters, ain't heard from them. If you have any of them ex-wives, any of them people, cousins, sisters, ain't heard from them. 'Cause I don't think he was liked much with his family. I don't know if he had a lot of close friends. I think his thing was social media, right? And quite frankly, to me, he used it wrong. He should have been imparting wisdom. Now, your thoughts are your thoughts, like I said. But to lead a whole group of people, he could have led, you got all these followers. I think he said that he had 1.4 million. You got all these followers. Then you should have started leading and teaching something for the good and quit bashing. Okay, you got all these people now. They're cool. They following you anyway. Why didn't you lead them the right way? Why didn't you lead them the right way? Why didn't you lead them to protect black women? Why didn't you lead them to how to stay in a family? Why didn't you lead them to teach them how to be a dad? Like, you got the followers, so now let's teach. Now let's get to work, right? That's what I would have expected and hoped for him to do, okay? Because like I said, there's certain things, when you get over a certain age, you get wisdom. You get wisdom. And the thing about wisdom is you're supposed to impart it to those that don't have it. If you think about the elders, if you think about our ancestors, Africans, they sat around and listened. Like even in my family, we had Thanksgiving or whatever, mostly when we in the house activities, after we done all ate and kicked it, then the elders start talking and you sit there and listen and you learn. And that's what he was supposed to do with that. God gave you that platform and those people followed you, even though they followed you on some negative-ish. That's what I'm saying. But once you had them, you should have steered them in the right direction. You should not have kept steering them down hate. He was very demeaning, and he helped, and the guys, and sometimes I would look at the guys that were following him, and they were typically somebody that nobody else, the ladies didn't like. I could tell that ladies didn't like them, and so they're angry as well, right? Not saying they were ugly or nothing like that. It just might have been their style. They might have been too corny or whatever, because I would look at them and look at their whole page. I used to do that way back. I didn't even bother no more because I seen what type of guys were following him, right? Because anybody in their right mind know your woman is your backbone, whether she black, green, blue, purple, whatever her color, especially a black man. A black man know that a black woman is your strength. Black woman is your strength. She's your strength. Let me tell y'all. Give you a perfect example. Now that's what I saw all my life growing up. Let me tell you what I saw when I got here. Me and my son got here. We both tired. It was raining. We was on the highway in the rain, in the dark. Okay, I hate it. I hate driving in the rain and in the dark on the highway. I hate it, right? And I had to drive back because he was tired. Now I got to drive after being on the soul plane. Listen, and he got a new truck. Anyway, when we get here, his fiance is sitting on the couch waiting on him before she ate, so they could eat together. Okay? Most women, and this is what I wanted Kevin to impart to these young men and these young women. Most women are submissive by nature. It is our nature to be submissive. And if we like you and if we love you, we're going to cater to you and we're going to submit to you. Period. Right? They talking about women don't do this, women don't. That's because we didn't like you. If we didn't do it, we didn't like you. You didn't do nothing to make us like you. Right? That's the part he was leaving out. He left out the middle. He left a lot of the middle out, but he can't speak on it because he's not a woman. He couldn't speak on it because he wasn't a woman, right? I'm telling you that most women are submissive naturally, okay? And if she love you and care about you, ain't nothing she will not do for you. And you don't have to have a whole lot of money for a woman to love you. You don't have to have a whole lot of money for a man to love you. You ain't got to be the perfect size 3 for a man to love you. You understand what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, we'd all be robots. We'd be Stepford wives. We don't all have to look the same. God created us differently but equally. Okay? And it just, the last few weeks, he was just saying all kind of banana stuff, right? That's why I commentated on him again, because I'm like, he tripping. Now, again, rest in peace. Rest in peace. I'm still in shock about it because he's just too young to be leaving this earth, right? But again, you can't put all them strings on your body. You can't. And he should have known that. You know everything else. He knew everything else. He should have known that. You can't do that. And I think a lot of times people believe their own hype. Maybe he forgot he was 56, 57. Maybe he forgot that you can't drink Red Bulls every day. Maybe he forgot you can't mix cocaine and Viagra and Red Bull and try to have sex. Maybe he forgot that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he forgot that. I want this to be a lesson learned for everyone. Love and peace carries you a long way. Hate don't carry you nowhere. Hate make you sick. All that evilness inside of you, in your soul and in your spirit, makes you sick. It makes you sick. I'm telling y'all, it makes you sick. I learned a long time ago to stay away from people that's going to make me angry. And, you know, by me working at home, when the pandemic came out, I enjoyed it because I don't have to be around nobody that I don't have to be around. Right now, I'm at the place where I don't want to be around anybody I don't want to be around. You know, my kids are grown. I could be around anybody I want to be around. Only people I want to be around are people, festive people, happy people. I don't want to be around no negative people, no hateful people, no mean people. I just don't, because that energy will jump off on you. Right? I don't want that. I want to be happy. You know, this is why I keep bouncing around and moving around. I'm looking for my happiness. Right now, I'm happy in Atlanta. I love it. Right. I'm gonna be here for a while because my son has started some new businesses and I'm gonna help him, you know, get it off the ground. Why? Because that's what mamas do. You see what I'm saying? That's what we do. So I'm gonna help my child. Right. You know, my pastor had a saying at my church in Cleveland, when one rise, we all rise, right? So my son is trying to rise, and it's my job to help him rise, okay? Love goes a long way. And Kevin was too hateful, for lack of a better word. And for your own, he despised black women. And I would have liked to known who did it to him. Who did it to him? Right? Because a lot of times guys be mad at black women, but you could have just shopped wrong. You picked the wrong bra. You can't generalize everybody. You know, everybody can't be 100 pounds and whatever his height. You know, he had these requirements that a woman should be. Now you couldn't. So now, after 35, you just might as well just jump off the bridge and kill yourself because you ain't no more good and nobody wants you. That is so mean and hateful to say. That is so disturbing. And you know, my conclusion was that a lot of these ladies that called in, these young ladies that called in, didn't have fathers, didn't have uncles, didn't have big brothers, didn't have a deacon at the church. They didn't have nobody to show them and tell them otherwise. So they were seeking it from him because they thought he was wise. You know, they were seeking it from him. Same for the men. But I really didn't like when the ladies would call in and they would ask him questions. He'd be so mean and hateful to them. You know, they trying to get something from you. but you want to give it in a negative way. You can't do that. God don't like that, y'all. God won't like it. He don't like it. So, you left this earth with who you like. Non-black women. He let you go the way you wanted to go. The way you was trying to go anyway. It's sad. I could say a whole bunch of stuff because I know things, right? Life. I've lived them. They probably was having sex all night or trying to or whatever because you got up at the crack of dawn and you wanted some more or was trying to get it. Maybe it didn't work last night. You're going to make it work tonight. No telling what happened. But let me tell y'all about cocaine. Cocaine will make it work temporarily and then it won't work no more forever, right? The whole thing is sad and ironic. Like I told you, God is a funny God. God is a funny God. He's not going to let you keep talking about his babies, his women's. His women. He was not going to let you keep talking about us and filling folks' head with that foolishness that he was filling it with. Because you got a whole, just like this Trump thing. I don't know. I wouldn't stand next to Trump either, right? He's working with the devil at a higher level of devil, right? But you can't just keep spewing hate. You can't. The degradation and the demeaning and the just disrespect for black women. And like I said, I've seen a lot of comments about it on Twitter, Facebook, social, Instagram. People are saying, people are making bad comments. Listen, you can't expect, I would never make a bad comment about, because I respect life and as I respect death. But you can't be so hateful and mean and negative to people and expect them to praise you in death. It's just not going to happen. It's just human nature. It's just not going to happen. Nobody wants nobody to die, but if you've been mean all your life, ain't nobody going to miss you. Nobody's going to miss you. Nobody's going to care about you. Right? And hence, therefore, now the mother made the statement, it went to NBC News or something, but I haven't heard about anybody else, either the ex-wife, the children, the sisters, the brothers, you know what I'm saying? He kept talking about black women was going to die alone. You died alone. With a stranger. That was a girl he just picked up last night. He just met last night. He just met her last night. The night before, rather. You just met her. You met her that night, picked her up, took her to the room, whatever. And like I was telling my son, so he's 57. He was an able-bodied looking man, right? If he wasn't so hateful, he's probably a nice man. But whatever's in here shows on the outside, right? Because I've seen him call women too many names to say he was handsome. But you can't. When a woman in her 30s, I don't know how old the woman was. I'm imagining this. This is just me imagining, guessing, speculating. A younger woman don't want you. I don't care how good you look and how much money you got. She only wants you for what you have. As drugs, money, and sex. And you got the drugs, you got the money. You still need the sex when you're fooling with a young girl. So rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. It's very, very sad. It's very, very shocking. Somebody to be so vibrant and then just go like that, right? And whatever you do in the dark comes out in the light. Remember that, right? Whatever you're doing in the dark, come out in the light. Now, we're going to hear a whole bunch of stuff in the next few days, I'm assuming. I don't know if his family fools with him. I don't know. Autopsy reports take a long time. It could have just been his time, right? But just me knowing life, yeah, it is what I said earlier. But anyway, y'all, he's not here. I'm going to upload a video, y'all. My whole thing today, once I got situated, was to talk about the Dave Chappelle situation. And I am going to talk about it. I'm going to upload that in a little bit, right? But anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I know my background look a little funny, but I got to make do. This is what it's going to look like for a while. Because I'm that black woman that's going to help her child, okay? That's what we do, right? If I had a man, I'd have his back too, right? So anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys later.